Hiya, welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy here from Toonpish Crafts and I hope you're doing okay. Today I'm doing a collaboration with Jadey'sart molds. If you haven't heard of Jadey'sart molds, she has a website. She's very big on Instagram and I will link both of those in the description box below. She sent me a mold which is a new release and I've been making it and I absolutely love it. But let's have a look how I got on with this Jadey'sart new mold. So this mould comes in two pieces, the base and the main body. This is the base and I was making something else and I had lots of resin left over, so I decided to make the base just standard black and I thought it would show up the shininess of this mould. I'm going around the outside edge with a silicone tool just to get rid of any bubbles that are trapped in 90-degree angles, and I'll leave it to cure. 24 hours later and it's time to demould, and I'm excited by this. Was a little bit of difficult demoulding for the first time. I'd never demoulded one of these moulds before, but oh my goodness, look at the shine on that. It's absolutely spotless. It's like a mirror. It is stunning, really shiny. So we're now on to the main event, which is this bear. This bear is a big mould and it's stepped in two different levels. So the heart is in a different level to the body. I'm using a 10ml needle top bottle with black resin in it. This is Let's Resin, and I'm using it to highlight the detail on the bear. I am being very careful not to scratch the mould at this point. This mould is extremely shiny and I do not want to put any marks in it whatsoever. Everything I use in this video will be linked in the description box below. Now Jade is actually on holiday for the Christmas period at the moment, but the website is still open. You can order and it will be dispatched after Christmas. These little 10ml bottles are linked in my Amazon storefront, and I have a discount code for Let's Resin, which is Wendy's 10 for the UK and now valid for the US for moulds and tools, and in the US Wendy's 11 for everything else. I hope that's not too complicated. Anyway, going back to this gorgeous bear and these 10ml bottles, which you can clean out, and I will link a video in the top right hand corner of when I cleaned them out and gave you a little demo of how I do it. This black edging really makes him stand out, and look how gorgeous he is. Now I'm going to use more than one colour to colour him in, or her. And the first one is Plum, which is a chameleon powder from Let's Resin, and the second one is Fuchsia, another chameleon powder from Let's Resin. These are gorgeous colours, and I know dusting a crystal mould you are not going to get the really shiny crystal effect, but because these are chameleon powders, they should give a double colour when you look at it. I do love colouring moulds. And with this one, I definitely wanted to do more than one colour, so he wasn't, or she wasn't, the same colour all the way round. I've got a makeup brush which is very soft, and I'm dusting the edges as well as the pieces that I want that colour. His arms, I think that's a tail, or it could be another arm. No, it's a tail. And his feet, and his nose. Now I was planning to make 2 or 3 of these, but time ran away from me, and it's Christmas and I'm a postwoman, and it's, you know what it's like. You know what it's like. There's just not enough hours in the day, is there? But I am making sure I'm going up right round the edge, up the side of this mould, where I'm colouring the pieces. I then have a quick clean up with a cotton bud and some isopropyl alcohol. You can do it with water as well. It works just as well. And I want it clean so that the next colour has a nice clean surface. And surprise, surprise, I haven't even used this plum colour before. So now it's time to fill in the rest with the other colour, the plum. I do like purple. And this colour is gorgeous in my opinion. It is a pinky purple, but it is lovely. I do love the Let's Resin chameleon pigments. I think they are gorgeous. Now with any chameleon colour or colour shift powder, it's always better to put black behind it. And I did not want a black heart. I thought that would give completely the wrong idea of this bear. So as the mould is stepped, I'm going to be putting black just over the back of the bear. that will shine out the colours of the chameleon powders, but it won't go in the heart. So a quick clean up with a baby wipe, so it's all ready for the black resin that I'm going to pour in just over the bear. I'm not too worried about cleaning up the heart at this point. I can do that once the bear is completely covered. Again, I'm going to be using Let's Resin. I do love this resin. If you haven't seen my video on when I first used this, I will link it in the top right hand corner. It's really worth watching. I'm also going to use the Black Vista pigment, which is a gorgeous silky black colour. I'm not affiliated with Vista, but this black is spot on. It goes into resin and just mixes straight away. I do think is the best black I've ever used. Once it's all mixed in, then it's time to pour it over the bear. Now, because I've dusted this mould, it may trap bubbles. I can't see through the black to know if there's any air trapped in the points. I'm not putting this in the pressure pot. I just go around the outside with a microbush and leave it to cure. After 24 hours I can do the last layer, and I'm going to be using Let's Resin purple pigment for this. It's a resin dye, it's not an alcohol ink. A few drops of the purple in the resin and it's a nice translucent colour. And I pour it right the way over the back of everything. This purple is stunning. I do love purple, I can't help it. I'm a purple person and I use purple whenever I can, to be honest. Now, if you squirt these moulds with isopropyl alcohol before pouring resin in, it does negate a lot of the bubbles, and I always forget. So as my memory keeps failing me, and it's a translucent colour, I can then go round and agitate the bottom of the mould to get rid of any air that's trapped in the points. I'm doing it with a microbush really carefully. Then I give it a squirt with isopropyl alcohol and it's time to let it cure. The following day and I can finally demould this little bear. It's not so little, and this is so much fun. I can't wait to see it. That colour is gorgeous. The mould is beautiful. It comes away so easily. A little loosen up of the centre. And it pops out. And it's time to see if it's as good as I want it to be. Oh wow. I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. I did have to trim up the base a little to put it into the stand. I think I overfilled the mould. Well, what can I say? I am so pleased with it. I love it to bits. Thank you so much, Jade, for sending me this mould. I love it. It looks different in every light and I think it is adorable. Absolutely adorable. If you want to get hold of one of these moulds, go check out Jade's site. I will put the link in the description box below. I hope you've enjoyed watching this one. Come back and see me next week because you never know what we're going to be up to. Have a great Christmas, happy crafting, and bye for now.